This is going to be a very important video to make because whenever these celebrities, these Hollywood celebrities come out of their shell to talk about some of the things that are happening, some of the things some of these dark things that are taking place that we all are aware of, especially in Hollywood and everything else, when they come out and start to talk about this stuff, I really feel like I need to highlight it because it is important and especially dealing with topics like this. So I wanted to really just focus on this and make a video about this because this is really important stuff. It's stuff that we all know is happening in Hollywood and everything else. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hayden Panettiere, secret opioid and alcohol addiction cycle of self-destruction. Now, this is something that I think is a really important thing to talk about because, you know, this is something that pretty much everyone deals with in some way, shape, or form, right? Some addiction is something that I think a lot of people really relate to, whether it's, you know, there's obviously all sorts of addictions out there and everything else. And as someone who has dealt with some of that type of stuff in my past as well, I really sympathize with people when they talk about this. And I think that is a really important subject to talk about because whenever people talk about, you know, especially coming through addiction and kind of the battle and coming out on the other side of that and you know, however scarred you are on the other side of that and everything else, I think that it's important because it encourages other people. It encourages people that are still dealing with some of that type of stuff and everything else. And that's what this video is about. Hayden Panettiere is opening up for the first time about a secret addiction to opioids and alcohol, saying it took a huge toll on her life and career. I was on top of the world and I ruined it. So actress Hayden Panettiere revealed her once secret struggle. There was just this gray color in my life. I was on top of the world and I ruined it. Obviously, Panettiere said that she entered a world of addiction at the age of 15 after someone gave her happy pills prior to her red carpet appearances. And my big question, my big takeaway about all of this and how tragic this is that kids, I'm telling you, man, kids that get caught up in the whole Hollywood cycle, it is dangerous stuff, man. It is just depressing and tragic what young people go through when they get in the Hollywood cycle of things and when they start to really just get immersed in everything that's going on in Hollywood. Like someone was giving her these drugs and things when she was 15. And who knows what other crazy things were happening. And of course she doesn't give any names, but I want to know who was giving her this type of stuff. What was happening with this? Why do kids need to continue to suffer in this way whenever they go into Hollywood? And why is nobody really doing anything about it? Why is nobody calling out the names of this type of stuff and who was involved? Like, it's so frustrating, man. But anyway, she continued, they were to make me peppy during interviews. I had no idea that this was not an inappropriate thing or what door that would open for me when it came to my addiction. As I got older, the drugs and alcohol became something I almost couldn't live without. During her struggles, Panettiere gave birth to a daughter named Kaya, of which point she recalls falling deeply into postpartum depression. I think I hit rock bottom, but then there's that trap door that opens. I would have the shakes when I woke up and could not only function with sipping alcohol. Doctors told me my liver was going to give out. So her marriage crumbled and Panettiere made the heartbreaking decision to let her daughter live with her former husband. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but I wanted to be a good mom to her, and sometimes that means letting them go. Panettiere decided to turn her life around roughly a year ago. She underwent trauma therapy and inpatient treatment and has made a comeback by reprising her role in the upcoming Scream film. She admitted it wasn't an easy transition. I put a lot of work into myself and I had to be willing to be incredibly honest. This hasn't been easy and there was a lot of ups and downs, but I don't regret even the ugliest things that have happened to me. I feel incredibly accomplished and I feel like I have a second chance. And it's just really tragic, man, because this is stuff that we know is continuing to happen in Hollywood. And it's something that we know is continuing to happen to young people. And that, to me, is honestly the most depressing thing about this entire thing, is that people continue to take advantage of young people like Hayden, and then their lives are ruined in some way, shape, or form. And that is what happened to her. Now, she's putting her life back together as best she can, and I respect that, and I love that, and I hope that everyone can be inspired by that. But at the same time, so much damage has been done to her because of terrible people that work in Hollywood that do all sorts of crazy things, and it's something that we should all be aware of. So with that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Let me know what you think about what Hayden is saying here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.